Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jacob Bates, and in this video, we are going to go over my current keyword strategy for Kindle Direct Publishing, kind of walk you through how keywords work and the purpose of them, and then also how I set up my boxes to make sure I'm hitting every single part of my listing. So first off, keywords, there are a few different places of your listing that actually rank. Okay, so if you search your book title, your subtitle, your author name, or any of your keywords here, your book should populate somewhere in Amazon. So if you have, let's say, cute dog watching notebook, okay, and you type that into Amazon, your book should come up as long as, Amazon's algorithms playing nice and actually indexing books or indexing your products. Now, 99% of the time they do, but there are some instances where Amazon likes to have glitches and you might not notice your book indexing for certain things it should. So your book title, subtitle, your author name does weigh into it. And then you have your 7 keyword boxes here. So you have 7 boxes. Each one can hold 50 characters. Okay, so you have a total of 350 characters. I like to say try to use all of that real estate or as much of it as possible, as long as you are staying relevant. You don't want to start throwing in all these different things here. For example, we have a dog watching notebook, just something I made up as we are going along here. But you have this dog watching notebook, and all of a sudden you start throwing in words like baseball or, construction worker or, all of these different things. Well, it's just going to kind of mess with your listing in a way, because Amazon's going to start ranking your book where it sees fits, where it sees it's relevant. Okay, so you want to keep all of your keywords in here relevant. So don't start throwing in random words if it has no relevancy to your book. Okay, I wouldn't throw baseball or construction worker into a dog walking notebook or logbook. Okay, so I've gone over this a few times in the past with people. We have our 7 different boxes here. I'm just going to go ahead and label them all for us. Just boxes 1 through 7, so you are able to see which ones I'm talking about here. Now, there's 3 main things I like to focus on when I am listing a book. Okay, so the first thing is, who is your product for? Okay, who is your product actually for? Now, you might notice I change these around, but I always try to hit on these 3 key points when I'm going through my listing. So who's your product actually for? Who's going to be using your product? Okay, so if it is for, maybe it's dog walking logbook, well, it'd be for dog owners, dog sitters, dog lovers, those type of people. Up next is going to be, what is your product? Okay, what is the product you are actually selling? Sure, your title. Okay, we might have 2021 planner, okay, as our title up here. I suggest adding some more words to that, to your cover or spine, because that's very, very generic. But let's say we're selling a 2021 planner. Well, that might be a agenda book or a calendar or an appointment organizer or your to-do, okay, the to-do list. It's just all going to depend on what your interior of your book is. Okay, so what is your product? Next up, niche related terms. Okay, and these are going to be more or less long tail terms. So you have 2 different types of keywords. You have your single keywords, so that would be anything, planner, agenda, book, calendar, appointment, organizer. All of those would be singulars. But then you have your long tail keywords, and we'll type in long tail here so you guys can remember. And this goes about down through the rest of this. And this changes as time goes on. I'm always tweaking it and testing new things. But then you have your long tail keywords, and those are the exact phrases. Okay, keep those as exact matches. So those would be things like 2021 planner and organizer for women, 2021 planner with a to-do list. Okay, so those are long tail keywords. It kind of looks like a phrase rather than just a single word. So They match really well in Amazon. Now, you might need to adjust this, okay? You might need more than 50 characters for what is your product, okay? Don't hesitate to change this around for you. I tried to drill kind of this system into people's heads, though, just so they can make sure they're hitting all of their parts. And again, if you have something like 2021 planner and organizer for women here, okay, you don't necessarily need to have women up here, okay? So just keep that in mind. You do not need to repeat keywords. I try to keep my long tail keywords together, okay? So maybe up here, we'll just say we have a 2021 planner for moms. Well, then down here, I wouldn't, if we have mom, women, mommy, maybe it's going to be for a gift, etc. Well, then we come around a long tail keyword like this, and it has women here. I'd actually come back up here. I would get rid of this. So I try to keep my long tail keywords together. Okay. Now you'll notice I have nothing in box 7 yet. So what am I going to put into box 7? That's actually going to be kind of a bonus box, a gym box, if you will, a overflow. If maybe you need more long tail keywords, this is going to be a good place for you to come to have a overflow spot. If not, I like to use words like birthday, Christmas, gift, cute, funny, those type of descriptive keywords, because you have to remember Amazon can mix and match these terms. So maybe you have 2021 planner organizer for women up here, okay? But what if someone types in cute 2021 planner organizer for women? Well, now you will also rank for that because you have cute down here. Okay, so always try to keep your keywords relevant. And I always like using this little gym box or bonus box down here for things like this here. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're going through using your spots here, using your 350 character limit. You also don't need to repeat anything in your title or subtitle. But that is how I am writing my keywords nowadays. It kind of changes, as time goes on. I am always trying to test new things and seeing if I can find, anything that works better than the last thing. And as I do, I kind of tweak what I'm doing and keep uploading that way. And if it seems like I'm having more success, then I will keep kind of going with that and just kind of testing different ways. And again, there's some niches I go into where, 6 of these boxes are all long tail keywords. So don't think, oh, Jacob said, hey, this has to be, spelled out just like this, basically. It does not need to be. Okay, it does not need to be just like this, but it's a good system to get your mind into to make sure you're hitting all of those different areas. Okay, now there's a few different tools out there. We aren't going to go over them in this video, but I will be going over them in the future. I use Helium 10 a lot. I use BookBolt for keywords at times, and then there's a few other tools that are out there as well. I understand Helium is expensive. It is good. We'll probably do a video on that at some point in the future if you guys would like to kind of see how I use that to find my keywords as well as other ideas. But if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you would like videos made on in the comments below, and I will see you around here very soon.